Hi guys, we are here for another BookTube. I apologize in advance, I might get distracted because my cat Farron is here again today. Alright, so getting right into it. If you watched my last video, you'll know I'm doing an April and Pike book marathon. And so I'm continuing with that, and I'm kind of reading her books in the order they were published. So first off, currently reading Sleep No More, which is her Charlotte Westing Chronicles. And Charlotte is a psychic. So I'm reading that now. I'll get more into this one and its sequel, Sleep of Death, in my next BookTube. So to start, I read her kind of a standalone book, Life After Theft. Now for this book, I will say I don't have a physical finished US copy. I have an ARC, and then I have the finished UK copy, so I can show you the difference in cover. So this is the US cover, and it's, daylight in her sunglasses, and this is the UK cover, which is nighttime in her sunglasses, which is actually why I got it. I like it a lot better. So I'm going to hold up this cover. I always tell Aprilyn that this is probably my least favorite book by her, and that's actually kind of a lie because I still really, really love this book. It's one of those books, I kind of forget how much I love it until I read it again, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this book is really good. So I'm just going to do general now. I'll go back into spoilers later after I talk about other books, that way you don't have to skip over things. So yeah, this is a really good book. It's really fun. It's about a guy, Jeff, who is starting at school, and he goes to his first day, and he sees this girl just laying on the floor in the hallway, and he's like, what the crap? People are gonna step on her. And then he realizes no one else is looking at this girl, and it turns out this girl, whose name is Kimberly, is dead. And he is the only one who can see her. So she enlists his help to, solve her unfinished business so that she can move on. And so that's what the story is. And it's really good. And again, I'll go into a little bit later, so put it aside. So then after Life After Theft, I read her Earthbound series. And this one has a couple of covers, so I'm going to show them all off. So this is the original cover for Earthbound. And then there is another cover in between the next one I have, which is that one right there, if you can see. I don't have a cover of that one because I was like, I'm not buying it in paperback when I have this cover. But then I ended up buying it in paperback with the new cover. If I remember correctly, her husband actually designed these. It's really cool. He's actually designed a couple, he designed the cover for Arabesque, which is really, really cool. So these are the Earthbound covers. And then the second book is called Earthquake. So this is the original Earthquake, and this is the new one. And then the last book is Earthrise, original and new. Alright, so I'm gonna just hold up the original Earthbound, which is this one. So this is another book I actually got in ARC form first. And actually, the ARC of Life After Theft and this one, and then there's a third one, I actually won from Aprilyn on her blog one time when she did this massive giveaway. And that's actually kind of how our Twitter friendship started, because when I sent her my address, she was like, hey, you live a mile from my post office. Can I just drop the bus off at your house? And I was like, yes, that is totally fine. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be at my house when she dropped them off, but since then, we are friends. I can say that. And of course, I go to all of her signings here that I can. Anyway, Earthbound. So the Earthbound series starts out with this girl. Her name is Tavia. And I have to say it in my head because I always want to call her Tabia. But in the book, she even says it's Tabe like cave. And it's like, okay, Tabia. And she is the sole survivor of a plane crash. And the plane crash killed her parents, so now she's living in I think it's New Hampshire, with her aunt and her uncle, and they are basically hiding her. They don't want the media to know where she is because, again, she's the sole survivor. They all want her story. And then weird things start happening to Tavia, and it's, yeah, I don't want to go into too much because there might be spoilers. But I really, really enjoyed this book. And this is another book where Aprilyn does a really good love triangle. And the love triangle is between Tavia, Benson, and then in the first book he's known as Quinn, but then he's actually, his name is Logan. And the reason for the name difference is because Tavia is actually what is called an Earthbound, and so is Quinn/Logan. And they are basically the original gods and goddesses, who were cursed, and so now they are like reincarnated, once they die. And so in his previous life, one of his previous life, he was Quinn, and his current life, he's Logan. Okay, so my one thing that I will say before I go back to doing spoiler talks is the very first time I read this book, when it was the art, I was reading it, and almost as soon as we meet Benson, I was like, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't like him. There's something off about him. I will tell you soon whether or not I was right about that. Alright, so back. Stop watching if you don't want spoilers. If you don't care about spoilers, keep watching because we are going back for spoilers. So first off, life after theft. So again, Jeff is helping Kimberly solve her unfinished business, and her unfinished business is she was a kleptomaniac. She stole stuff all the time. And she has this cave that is near her house, full of stuff that she stole. And it's like boxes and boxes of stuff. It's stuff she stole from people, it's stuff she stole from stores. And so she gets Jeff to return it. And the first time, when he starts returning stuff to the store people are kind of like, what the heck? And he actually gets called into the, mall security office because they have been seeing him go out to his car and bring stuff back and, back and forth. And so finally, when they call the police are like, I get what you're trying to do. This is really cool, but since this stuff is so old, like they no longer have it in their inventory, just give it away. Sell it to the thrift store, do something with it. So he gives it to a homeless shelter. And then all the stuff she stole from people is basically people from school. And so he tries to discreetly return stuff, but he gets found out by the brother of the girl he really likes, whose name I cannot remember, I'm so sorry. And the brother actually starts helping him because he hated Kimberly. He just wants it to be done and over with. Get rid of the stuff to get rid of the Kimberly ghost, because Jeff has told him what the real deal was, and he actually kind of believes him. And so, of course, the story ends well. Kimberly moves on, but it actually takes some time, because after he gives back the last thing, she's still there. And what it actually was, she kind of needed the forgiveness of the brother, because she'd done some horribly shady stuff to him, beyond just stealing a couple of things from him. So, really, really good book. I really, really love it. Alright, spoilers, Earthbound. Okay, so the reason whether or not I was right not to trust Benson. Yes, I was right not to trust Benson, because in the Earthbound world, there are two groups. There are the Reducti, they are the really bad guys, and then the Curati, which is the semi-good guys, kind of bad. And Tavia tells Benson what's going on, because basically what it is, she can create stuff. Currently it lasts about 5 minutes. And so she's seeing things, she's seeing this guy Quinn, and then he'll disappear. And so, and she overhears her aunt talking to her therapist one day about, whether or not she can survive what they call the pool. And what it is, they are wanting to give her back the memories of her past lives. Um, but because of the damage she sustained in the plane crash, they are not sure if she will survive it. And so she goes to Benson, they run. Well, and Benson acts like he knows nothing about what's going on, but he does. He is part of the really bad guy group. But he doesn't tell her that. She doesn't find out until the very end. And basically, I'm doing such a bad job of explaining this. I am sorry. So Earthbound, they basically come in pairs, and it's their eternal partner. So Quinn/Logan is Tavia's eternal partner. And she has to find him. Because if she finds him, her creations will become permanent. And they kind of reset their power. And so that, in this book, she's trying to find Quinn. She doesn't yet realize he is a past life. And then when she gets her memories back from that life when she was known as Rebecca, she realizes, oh, Quinn is not a physical person right now. I need to find who he is physically. And so it kind of goes from there. Earthquake, she has found him. She's trying to get him to remember who he is. They get kidnapped. Things happen. He remembers. She's happy with him. Benson's gone. I'm very happy in this book because Benson is gone. There is a virus going around killing people. And if it kills an Earthbound, the land that they created and or destroyed, depending on what their power is gone or emerges in one case. Tavia still kind of likes Benson though. And then you have Earthrise, and this is actually probably my least favorite Aprilyn book, because she chooses Benson, and Logan dies, and I'm so sad at the end, because he dies, and I don't want him to die. However, I will say Aprilyn did reveal to me on Twitter, and I feel I can say this because it's on Twitter, it's public, they do find each other in future lives. It's 3 lives for Logan, 2 lives for Tavia. So they do, and of course, she is with him now, because as Tavia, she can only remember the lives if she pulls from a creation that life made. Normally, when you remember your life, you remember all your past lives, and so that is what would have made her choose Logan if she could remember all of her lives, but since she couldn't, she felt more human, and so chose Benson, so I get it, I just don't like it. And of course they save the world, she creates vaccines for the virus, yay, everything's good. Sorry for that super brief, I'm running out of time here. Read Aprilyn Pike if you have not read her, I highly recommend it. I have 4 more books including Sleep No More, and then I will be done with the marathon for now. So thanks so much for watching, guys, bye!